So what do Tesla, SpaceX, YouTube and LinkedIn have in common? One, they're all super successful companies worth billions of dollars. And two, they all, before these companies became what they were, all the founders were part of a group of another company called PayPal. Today we're going to talk about something known as the PayPal Mafia. And if you are a fan of knowing about how successful people and businesses come about, this story will blow your mind, right? So just to give you an idea, PayPal Mafia is basically a group of people who were part of PayPal that after PayPal was sold, all of them came out, and from this group, they made $7 billion companies. So the group which was in PayPal sold PayPal for $1.5 billion, which I'll come to in a bit, but they exited and they were so successful, so smart, so understood the need of the hour so well that they launched different companies such as Tesla, SpaceX, LinkedIn, YouTube. I don't know if you guys have heard about Reddit and Yelp and just so many more companies which are worth billions of dollars. Okay, so the PayPal Mafia, right? First, I'll just give you a gist about PayPal. For those who have not used PayPal, PayPal is the reason we are able to transact so easily online today. Back in the day, it wasn't so easy. In fact, I remember my dad, before Flipkart and Amazon and Snapdeal in India made it very easy. We were very scared of putting credit card numbers years ago on the internet. That culture was not there. So what happened is, same thing was happening in the late 90s and early 2000s in the US. PayPal came, okay, and there were these brilliant people. So how it started was, first, the most commonly most common tech personality probably today would be Elon Musk. Elon Musk was part of PayPal. Elon Musk back in the day was running a company called X.com. Okay. There were two other brilliant people, Peter Thiel and Max Levchin. For those who don't know, guys, Peter Thiel is one of the earliest founders of Facebook. Investors in Facebook. He wrote a book, 0 to 1. If you all have not read it, must read. Unbelievable book. Right now, these guys were running a company called Cofinity. Both X.com and Cofinity were basically trying to break into the financial transaction world over the internet. Both wanted, I heard an interview by Peter Thiel. He says that they were trying to actually figure out how to create a cryptocurrency. The way Bitcoin came 20 years ago, they were trying to do it back then. But of course they couldn't. But what they did manage to do was create an infrastructure where you can transact online quite easily, which suddenly opened an entire world of financial services. Now anyways, before, both of them were trying to grab into the market, and it was difficult. What happened is eventually they came together, right? That's when sort of PayPal was formed. Now, PayPal was, while it was all brilliant people in the team, company was doing fine, it wasn't really getting traction. So they deployed one of the most, I would say, one of the cleverest ideas, one of the most brilliant business strategies to gain market share. Now, by the way, understand this, okay? Back in the day when they wanted, let's say, okay, for example, you, for whatever reason, thought you'll use PayPal. PayPal first incentivized you by giving you $10 for free, saying that go buy whatever you want. It's good. You say, okay, that's good, and I can get something free. Then they incentivized you further, that if you refer me as a friend, I will also get $10 and you will also get $10 more. So you're like, okay, I'll refer more people, and you start referring. The friends of yours who registered got $10 to spend, and then if I referred more people, they got more. I also got more referrals. What was happening is, PayPal was burning a lot of money by giving incentives, but it was reaching to a lot of people. And understand, their business is more of the frequency of transactions that take place. It isn't once in a while. It's not like a phone where you buy it once and you don't buy it for another 2 to 3 to 4 years. So you referred me, I referred people, and we just started referring a lot of people. PayPal kept on giving us $10. The concept is, give them the incentive of $10, hope that majority of them land up using PayPal after they've experienced it for the first time. Keep using till I've made enough transactions that PayPal lands up making more money than the $10 it spent on acquiring me. I've said this in a previous video. The example is the cost of customer acquisition, which is how much does PayPal spend to get one customer, right? That has to be lesser than how much the customer uses the service, that you will make more revenue. So PayPal had to ensure that if it, let's say, cost $20 to get me because it paid you $10 and then it incentivized me by $10. Assume it's $20. I have to transact enough that I land up giving PayPal at least more than $20 of revenue. It's called my lifetime value. The minute my lifetime value is higher than the cost of acquisition, it's a successful strategy. But it took PayPal $480 million to burn. Guys, in the late 90s, early 2000s, to burn $500 million was not easy, right? You had to have conviction. Imagine it reaches 450 million and you're seeing that, okay, we're still making losses, you know, we're hoping and praying that the revenue eventually beats it. It's a nightmare. But these guys stuck to it and it became one of the biggest, best financial services company of its time. Right? Now, and another thing they did, at that time, Amazon was not as popular, eBay was more popular. Again, if any of you have used it. And so eBay, most transactions were happening. Right? But eBay was not able to use any financial gateway, payment gateway, the way PayPal was, because nothing was invented back then. So a lot of people who were buying and selling on eBay were very irritated with the way transactions were happening. So PayPal knew that if it came on eBay, where most of the transactions of the world were happening at that point of time, it could really get people to start using PayPal and PayPal would explode. And that's exactly what happened. In fact, PayPal eventually was acquired by eBay in 2002 for $1.5 billion. So that's what happens when a group of brilliant people come together, have ideas which are at that point probably ludicrous, but changing the face of the way our entire ecosystem works, and the strategies they deployed, the risks they took, it all paid off, and PayPal was sold to eBay in 2002 for $1.5 billion. And you know what? Today, PayPal is worth more than $100 billion, and it has actually superseded the value of eBay. That's how big PayPal has become. So that's the story of PayPal. Now coming to the story of PayPal Mafia, right, guys? From this group of people, right, there came an explosion of brilliant entrepreneurs who made organizations such as LinkedIn, such as YouTube. Elon obviously is part of it, so Tesla, SpaceX. Elon's number of companies are just innumerable, right? These guys started investing. So Peter Thiel started his own VC firm, which invested early in Facebook and still owns 10%. All of these guys have made, so in total there are $7 billion companies each. Each of these 7 companies are worth over $1 billion coming from this group of people. That means that wasn't a fluke. That means these guys knew how to make it work. These guys saw problems and they could repeat what they're able to successfully do. That's the PayPal Mafia. So quickly guys, before I want to just give you all 4 reasons sort of what to take away from the PayPal Mafia. Point number 1, first of all, networking is, a lot of people ask me that one of the most valuable traits I should learn to become an entrepreneur. So, you know, besides the normal that, you know, learn technical skills about your industry, I say a few things. You know, one is you need to be strong at communication, you need to be good at sales, you need to be good at negotiating. One of them is that you need networking. Guys, networking is, it's not everyone's cup of tea, but you've got to make it, right? You've got to go to places, you've got to shake people's hand. Hi, I'm this, I'm doing this. Exchange cards, just know people, make really good friends who eventually come. PayPal, Peter Thiel was from Stanford. He got people into PayPal. Max Levchin was from, I forgot which university he was from. He got people from his past, his friends, into PayPal. These guys were a group of intimate friends who made PayPal. And networking, making friends. I know a couple of my friends who are really successful startups. He sort of, I've known him for the last few years, and I've seen the way he's leveraged people that he has made, he's created good relations with, good bonds with, and the time he calls them after a couple of years for help, they're all ready. That networking is absolutely necessary in the world. While you need to be really good at what you do, it's also really helpful if you know a lot of people or through and through who can get work done for you. It's networking is what really got PayPal to take off. Point number one. Point number two, guys. Capital is not always the constraint. When PayPal got sold, okay, a lot of people, Elon, Peter Thiel, all these guys made a lot of money. And of course, when they made a lot of money, Elon went ahead and launched SpaceX and then Tesla. Peter Thiel could start VC companies, venture capital companies. But there are a couple of engineers in PayPal who were just part of this mastermind group. Okay. By the way, there is an entire story of the word mastermind. For those who've read Think and Grow Rich or The Laws of Success by Napoleon Hill. So yeah, mastermind is which says that if your wavelength matches with the people around you that you work with, that you surround yourself with, together you can harmonize, and there is so much of synergy that what you can land up achieving is much greater. That's the concept of mastermind. So there were a couple of engineers who didn't really get a lot of money from the exit of PayPal, but they still landed up creating YouTube. And for those who don't know about Yelp is like the Zomato of US. So the point is that capital did not stop brilliant people from going ahead and creating a success again. Third takeaway, guys, they say that a winner or a successful person is just a failure who tried again. Right? So I hope most of you again would have read about this, that Elon Musk, he got 160 million, guys. 160 million. He was quite young, I think late 20s or early 30s. 160 million from PayPal. He went and he put, I think, if I'm not wrong, I think he put 60 million into SpaceX. Then he took another 100 million, put it into Tesla, and he put all of his money into starting 2 other companies. And apparently the story says that he landed up borrowing money for stuff like rent and food and all. I don't know how far that's true, but that is a really good way to think about it, because SpaceX, when it started, it had 3 rocket launches, all which failed, and it was like if the 4th one fails, the company's doomed. Same thing with Tesla. I've seen interviews again of Elon where he's like, if I had put my literally last penny into all of the things, I don't know what the time frame was, but he put it, and he's like, I had no idea what would happen if it failed, but I just had to go on. Guys, these guys, even the other people who ended up making big companies, there was one of the PayPal Mafia members' name was David Sachs. He tried to start this company called Jenny.com, which I have no idea what it is because it didn't work, clearly, right? But yeah, there are so many people from here who land up trying to start. They failed, but they continued, persisted, and then they landed up making $1 billion enterprise. So failure, after even success, you can still have failure, and again you can get success. These guys are the epitome of not giving up, right? And 4th takeaway is that there is a chance that too many brilliant people without a set vision for the company, a set direction for the company, can mess it up. Because these guys were all brilliant, all headstrong, all entrepreneurial, there were times in the company when people wanted different things, and it was difficult to let the company go and really win in one particular direction. Which is why when they land up selling to eBay, most of the time, guys, for you to know in the world, these acquisitions are generally called acqui-hires. That if they acquire a company, they want those people in that team to stay in the bigger company. Now, so when Walmart took over Flipkart, Flipkart's team didn't just go home, right? They are now working as Flipkart under Walmart because Walmart doesn't want to get a new team to manage Flipkart. So they acqui-hired Flipkart, right? That's a term. Most of the times this is what happens, so that the bigger company which acquired the smaller company generally says, okay, fine, now this company is ours. So all the revenue, all the data is ours, all the customers are ours. But let the team be in place who knows how to run this company. But in the case of PayPal, all the founders, all the team members went ahead because there was so much of a clash between these people that it's better that, okay, fine, we made a successful company, let's move out, let's do something by ourselves individually, because that's how they will actually gain more success. So that's the fourth takeaway. Sometimes having too many brilliant people without a direction might be a problem. So guys, this is just for you all to know, just as a comparison, from PayPal, like I said, I think around 200 employees may say, from 200 employees, 7 companies were launched that have become billion-dollar companies. By comparison, Google has over 20,000 employees, and from that there have been barely 2 companies which have emerged as unicorns. So think about it, 200 people, 20,000 people, 7 companies which are $1 billion, 2 companies which are $1 billion. PayPal created 7 times, or rather 3.5 times of the 2 companies of Google. There are 7 companies, so 3.5 times successful companies with 1/100th of the people. 200 people here, 20,000 people here, 100th. Okay, 1% of the number of employees may say they came so many billion-dollar companies. That is how I don't know the word for them, but it's overwhelming how what that group of people must be like when they all sit together, that mastermind, when they all sit together and they must be working. So I hope that this video gives you some inspiration to know that there is a way to create success by actually finding good people, smart people, figuring out problems in the world, not giving up, and hopefully choosing careers in your life which would help you reach such stages. Thank you so much.